Hello, everybody. How's it going? How's everybody doing this evening? Welcome to the live. Come on in. Come on in. Hello, everybody. How's it going? How's everybody doing this evening? Welcome to the live. Come on in. Come on in. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Excuse me, guys. Just a second. Let me do something here. Excuse me, guys. Just a second. Let me do something here. There we go. Much better. Can you guys hear me? Um, Let me know where you guys are watching from. If you don't know who I am, my name is Steven. Come on in. I am from Jacksonville, Florida. That's where I was born and raised. And I'm also a online business coach. And I teach people the skills to how to leave their 9 to 5 for good. You know? Now, today's title, I want to talk about today's title very shortly, very briefly. Your boss owns your time. When are you going to take it back? Again, your boss owns your time. So my question to you is, when are you going to take it back? You know, every time you go up and get up and go to work, 5 to 6 days a week, every time you punch that time clock, guess what? Your boss owns you while you're there. He owns you and he owns your time. He tells you when you can, he or she tells you when you can take a break. You know? He or she tells you when you can go to the restroom. I know, crazy, right? Telling a grown person that a grown person has to get permission to go to the restroom. Again, they tell you when you can take your lunch breaks and they tell you when you can clock in and out, right? They tell you when you can take vacations. Aren't you tired of that? I'm here to tell you guys there's a way out of it. And I didn't really choose to be, well, I was kind of, forced, not really forced into it, but, I was forced out of the 9 to 5 grind, so to speak. When I lost my job in 2022 after working retail for 12 years. So, that was a huge wake up call for me. But anyway, I'm definitely going to get more into that. So again, let me know where you guys are watching from. Welcome. Come on in. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I do live streams 6 days a week, and I'm off on Sunday evenings. So I'm off the whole day during Sunday. So, but anyway, but yeah, and I teach people the skills on how to make passive income from their phone, and I love to help you. But anyway, again, let me know where you guys are watching from. I'd love to know who you are. All right, let's see here. Now, let me say this real quickly. If you're just here to sit and scroll, this live stream ain't for you. I am not here for entertainment. I am not here to make you laugh. I'm not here to talk about the latest drama. I'm not here to talk about politics or help you to kill time while you scroll. My goal here is to serve people and give people value. I am preferably speaking to my people who are 9 to 5 workers, people who are also gig workers, people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and people who are ready to make a change in their life. Those are the people that I'm talking to. I'm here to help build future CEOs and future business owners. So if that's you, you are in the right place. The ones tired of clocking in and clocking out every day, tired of trading time for money, and ready to learn the skills to build something real. And eventually be able to leave your 9 to 5 for good. Now, if you like your 9 to 5, that's fine, But hey, at least you could have more than one stream of income. Because guess what? Most people only have one stream of income. And this day and age, that's dangerous. I mean, back in the 90s and the 50s and 30s, having a one stream of income was okay, but not anymore. Especially with how everything is these days. Hey, you've seen the news, right? People are getting laid off from their jobs, and they're cutting food stamps and, Social Security and all that stuff. You know, it's crazy. You at this stage you can't just depend on that one stream of income. You can't just depend on that one job. You have to have more than one stream of income. So, and I was just like you guys. I was a 9 to 5 worker for 12 years. And then after that, I was fired from my job in 2022, and I did gig work for 4 months. And then after that, I'm like, you know what? There is something better out here. There is really something better out here. But I first got my initial wake up call after losing my job in 2022. So, And yes, I am also talking to the ones tired of having strangers in their car, right? Driving for miles up and down these streets and highways, right? Those of you that are doing Uber and Lyft, those of you that are doing DoorDash and Instacart, doing food deliveries, getting food from the grocery store for people and getting people's lunches and dinners these different restaurants, and then carrying these bags up and down 3 and 4 flights of stairs, right? Make it make sense. You're doing all this just to make ends meet. And guess what, you guys? You deserve better. You really, really do. You deserve ownership of something instead of somebody owning your time. You deserve ownership. Let's see, who's all here? Let's see. Losing my. How are you doing? None of your business. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to the live. Hey, appreciate you commenting. What questions do you have? Let's see. Then, I'm sorry, sir. What was your question? I'm gonna pretend that you didn't say that one. Anyway, none of your business. This is not this business that I'm talking about. This is not a get rich quick scheme. If anybody's coming into this thinking that you're going to get rich fast, you're going to be highly disappointed. This will not be the business model for you. This business model, it takes the skills to learn step by step. It is beginner friendly, but you have to work it. You have to work it. But no, it's not a get rich quick scheme. But it is possible, but this business is going to be different for everybody. Now, me personally, when I first started, I resell digital products. I have the master resale rights to digital products, and they are educational digital products. They are in the e-learning industry. E-learning industry is set to be at it's starting to become in real high demand now, but it's set to be at $1.5 trillion by 2030. But a lot of people are being success off of this. But your success totally depends upon you, and your success is your responsibility. Now, in this business, you'll always have help. You'll always have help if you need it. But but nobody's going to hold your hand and do all the work for you. You're going to have to put in some effort. Just like I put in effort. You got to put in some effort. So, yeah, if you're coming into this thinking that you're going to get rich fast, you're going to be very disappointed. And I hate to say this business is not for you. And yes, you will have to make an investment. Any kind of business out there, whether it's a brick and mortar business or an online business, you have to make some kind of investment because you will be responsible for your own business. See, business owners take responsibility, right? Employees, they clock in, they punch a time clock, and they trade time for money. Come on now, make it make sense. Employees trade time for money. So no, don't think you're going to come into this business and think you're going to get rich fast. You're going to be extremely disappointed. But now have I made 4, 5, 6 figures? No. But however, I am learning the skills to get there. When I first started, it took me about a month and a half to make my first sale. But that right there let me know, it gave me clarity that this business works. But the thing is, you have to be consistent with showing up to your business every single day. You have to show up for yourself. You show up to that job every day. Why not show up for yourself in your own business? And guess what? When you show up to your business, it's for your benefit. When you go to work and when you punch in that time clock, guess what? You're showing up for somebody else, for somebody else's benefit. Make it make sense. So no, Okay, you say you want to change your life? Well, that's up to you. But I just want you to know that this is not a get rich quick scheme. So, you know, if you're interested in what I have to offer, I invite you to click on the link in the pinned comments, legacywithsteven.com. You'll click on that link. You'll go to my site. You'll put in your first name and email address, and you can be connected with me. And you'll also get a free copy of your blueprint in your first email from me. You'll also get my phone number in each email. So if any questions that you have, you can reach out to me. Okay, I'm available every single day. So if you can't get me by phone call, you can text message me or you can email me directly. Be happy to answer your questions. I just want to let you guys know, anybody who's coming in here, this is not a get rich quick scheme. You're going to have to put in some effort. You're going to have to learn the skills. Just like you learn the skills to, drive a car, you're going to have to learn the skills to be an online business owner. But guess what? In this business, you can earn as you learn. Okay? Now listen, if you're just on my live and you're just here to troll and disrupt the live and disrespect me and disrespect other people here in the live stream, you will be hidden from this channel. I just want to be very clear on that. I want real people here ready to work smarter and not harder. So if that's you, engage, comment, and stay locked in. The rest of you, you can just scroll on. You can scroll up or down. There's plenty of other live streams where you can get laughter and entertainment and, hear about the latest gossip and, hear about the latest politics and all that stuff. There's plenty of other live streams on YouTube for that. But here, I'm here to give you guys value. I'm here to educate you. All right? Okay. Now, so let's be real here. Every single month we work hard, right? We get that paycheck. And before the weekend's even over with, it's gone. Make it make sense, right? We pay our rent, we pay our bills, and grab that Starbucks in the morning sometimes. Maybe even order something off Amazon, or binge watch something on Netflix at night after work. And guess what? You tell yourself, man, I deserve this. And guess what? You do. You really do. You absolutely do. But here's the most thing that people don't realize. All those things, all that money is gone forever and it never ever comes back. You are basically working your butt off to fund somebody else's empire. Netflix, Starbucks, Temu, Sheen, right? Right? They're all getting rich off of you while you're just barely getting by. Right? Drop a one in the chats if this is making sense to you. Now imagine this for a second. What if you took that same $100 or $200 you spend every month, right, on things that disappear, and put it towards something that could build your future, something that could actually give you time, not just time on the weekends, but your free time in general. But here's the truth: wealth doesn't come from working harder. It comes from learning how to make your money work for you by learning the skills. And guess what, you guys? For those of you that just came in, I used to be that person. 12 years. I worked 12 years in retail. I'm actually a former Walmart employee. I clocked in, I clocked out. I was exhausted, everything. But just like many of you, I thought the only way to make money was to work more hours, right? Make it make sense. But then in May of 2022, I got a very rude wake-up call. And guess what? I lost my job. I didn't have no backup plan or anything. And after that, I struggled for a while. I struggled for a couple of months. And then I got into gig work because I was looking through my phone. And, they always, these driver apps and stuff and delivery apps, they always say that you can set your own hours and, be your own boss. But after doing it for 4 months, I realized it was just another big rat race, just like the 9 to 5. But after losing that job and doing that, I'm like, you know what? There is something better out there for me. So for the next year and a half, I'd start doing my research online about, making money from home. But, one day in March of 2024, I was just scrolling on TikTok, right? We all like to scroll on TikTok. And I was just scrolling on there. In all honesty, I wasn't even thinking about online business that day. But I was just scrolling and I came across this older country gentleman, and he was talking about the 2 hour workday, working 2 hours a day from your phone. I'm like, huh? He's like, hey, if you just lost your job and you're that 9 to 5 is working you silly, you don't have to work that job. You don't have to be there. And there's a way out of that. And he says, you can be just like me. You can stay home and work. You can work 2 hours a day. And that's exactly how he said it. So guess what? I leaned in. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm like, 2 hours a day. You know, and the funny thing is, I was watching him just like you guys are watching me right now. I was watching him. And I'm like, So for the next 5 days, I leaned in and I listened to him and I watched his videos on TikTok. So now at the same time, I was also doing my research on what he was talking about. I'm like, okay. So all it took was for 5 days for me to be convinced. And then guess what? On the fifth day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going for this. I'm going for this. I'm going to invest in myself in an online business. So I did it. It was on March 17th of 2024 around 11 p.m. that evening when I did it, when I pulled the plug. Was I scared? Absolutely. I was very scared because my only other jobs up until then was retail and then doing food deliveries and giving people rides. That was my only other experience with working. So yeah, I was scared. Prior to that, I'd never been a business owner, so it was something new. It was scary, but guess what? I was actually more scared of going back to a 9 to 5 job after giving them all my time, right? After giving them so much of my time. So I was more, and I knew in my heart I didn't want to go back and work a 9 to 5 job again. So I was like, you know what? Failure is not an option. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. So I invested in myself. And then from there, I started to learn how to build an online business working just 2 hours a day. And that's why I am here tonight, to wake up that part of you that knows that there's more to life than just your next paycheck. Make sure I'm not missing anybody here. All right. All right, you said you saved up to $14,000. Oh, that's good. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, good for you. Yeah, this business that I'm talking about, we've had people to make we have people to make $500,000 doing this business that I'm doing. So I haven't made that yet, no, but I'm getting there. I'm learning the skills step by step to get there. What I love about this business, you can earn as you learn. But again, you have to be coachable. You have to follow the guidance of mentors in our community that I'm a part of. Because our mentor, she has actually made $10 million doing this business. So yeah, I'm taught by a self-made millionaire. So you have to follow the guidance of the 6 and 7 figure earners in our community that I'm a part of, which is the Digital Growth Community. It's a private group of business entrepreneurs. So we help each other, we answer each other's questions, and we're just a one big community. But guess what? We are in business, we are in business for ourselves, and we are not by any means in competition with each other. Period. So, but we are in business for ourselves. So, but anybody can do this. It's beginner friendly. You don't have to know anything about it coming in. I sure enough didn't know anything about it coming in. And I definitely was not tech savvy, and I'm still not. I'm still learning new things. But I know one thing, after getting my first sale, I'd never go back and work for somebody else again. I'd never do it. I couldn't do it. So, but like I said, for me, quitting is not an option. And if you're going to get in this business, you're going to have to boss up and have a mindset of a boss. You can't have a mindset of an employee coming into this, because otherwise it will not work for you. It won't work for you. But you guys, what the crazy part is? More people will spend more money in one weekend than it would take to start their own online business, right? But what they don't, but most people, they don't think twice about Starbucks, right? Netflix, Amazon, or even eating out, right? A $5 coffee here, $12 to $15 lunch there, right? $50 to $100 just to eat out at dinner at the Cheesecake Factory, or at the Olive Garden, or Carrabba's, or Golden Corral, or someplace like that, right? Make it make sense. Hey, when a concert comes in town, you'll drop $100 to $300 in tickets to go see Beyonce, right? Nicki Minaj, Dolly Parton, those kind of people, Rihanna in concert. You get what I'm coming from. And guess what? That right there is the money for your business. Because what I promote is 100, 300, 6, and 900 dollar business levels. So that's the money for your business right there. That's two of them. So, and the thing is, now this is not everybody, but this is a lot of people. You're not broke, and you're not. You're just funding everybody else's dreams, right? Every time you get those concert tickets, you're building that singer's empire. You're not only building their legacy, you're building a legacy for their kids, their grandkids, and their great great grandkids. So guess what? Their whole family is good to go for generations to come. My question for you is, is your family good to go? Are your kids good to go? Do they have enough for their college fund? Are your grandkids or your great grandkids, are they good to go? That's the question that I have for you. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to ask yourself, what would happen if I invested that same money into me and into my family? Because let's be real, Netflix isn't going to give you passive income, right? Starbucks is not going to pay your rent or your mortgage, right? Amazon isn't going to retire you, but the skills you built for yourself, that will feed you for the rest of your life. And now let me ask you this question. Let me ask you guys this question. If you were to lose that cell phone that you're holding in your hand, that you're looking at this live stream with right now, or somehow it got damaged or broken, you would literally go into panic mode, right? Right? You'll be racing down to the store, pulling out your card and grabbing that brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max that everybody's talking about, right? Without even thinking twice. You would even put it on a payment plan, right? Because guess what? They offer for places, they offer payment plans for everything these days. We put everything on payment plans, right? And without no hesitation. Because guess what? You need that phone, right? You rely on it every single day. We rely on our cell phones every single day. But here's the part that blows my mind. The business that I'm talking about right now, the same one that changed my life, it costs less than the cell phone you would gladly go out and finance. And the difference, that new iPhone Pro Max that you would get, guess what? It will cost you every single month. But the business that I have, it can make you money on that same phone that you're already using. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Now, let me make this very clear. I am not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to ask you to do anything. But what I am offering is you an opportunity. My goal here is to serve people and give people value. And you know what? I get it when people scroll away the moment I say the word investment, right? Because for years, I was the exact same way, just like you. Just like you, I was taught to be a consumer, right? But not an investor. Most 9 to 5, workers, are we're trained to spend money. We were trained to go to school, get good grades, right? Graduate high school, go to college, get into student loan debt, right? But guess what? And after that, we were taught to go get a 9 to 5 job and work there for 40 plus years until we're old, then tire for 10 to 15 years and then pass away. And guess what? And then they say, and then the society said, oh, just that's how you're supposed to do it. But guess what? It's 2025 and it's fixing to be 2026. Things have really changed since then. People are making money from their cell phones. You have teenagers and people in their 20s that are making thousands or even millions of dollars every single month on this same platform that we're on right now, which is YouTube. They're making thousands or even millions just simply playing video games, live streaming video games, making thousands and millions. But guess what? You have people 30 plus who are scared to invest in a business and work for themselves. Make it make sense now. Make it make sense. And the thing, like I said before, most 9 to 5 workers were trained to spend money, not multiply it. We're taught how to make just enough money to pay bills, taxes, and buy gas and groceries and to do it all over again the next following week. But nobody has ever taught us how to make our money work for us. We've been told that the safest thing to do is to get a job, stay loyal, you know, and depend on that paycheck. But guess what, you guys? We've all seen the news. We've all seen the news, what's been happening. Layoffs are happening everywhere. Amazon, 30 years in business, they don't lay off what? I think 14,000 employees? That's crazy. And UPS has also laid off people. And even some government jobs have been cut. So let's be real, you guys. Let's be real. The real danger isn't investing in a business. The real danger is staying a consumer and staying an employee for the rest of your life, watching everybody else take a risk while you're trading your time for a false sense of security. And that's why I share with you what I share. Not to sell you something, but to help wake up that part of you that you have the power to shift from being a consumer to becoming a creator of your own income. And the sad thing is, the majority of people out here in society, they will never invest in themselves, period, because they think this or any other type of business is a scam or a pyramid scheme. Because society has taught us to believe that having an online business is a scam, and having any kind of business, is a scam. You know, and that's why you see a handful of people out here who are successful business owners, right? Rather it's a brick and mortar business or online business that they have. They're successful because they decide to do what many people out here never want to do. They took a risk. They took a calculated risk, and they got out of their comfort zone. A lot of them did it scared. They didn't know where to start, but guess what? They did it. Though, like I said, when I first invested myself in this business that I'm talking about tonight, I was scared as heck. I never did this before. But I was more scared of going back to apply for more 9 to 5 jobs that would make me stuck for another 12 to 25 years. And I knew I didn't want to go back down that path. So for me, quitting this business was not an option. So, you know, and this is why, most 9 to 5 workers are living from paycheck to paycheck. They are broke, busted, and disgusted, right? And the point I'm trying to make here is a 9 to 5 will never make you rich, ever. It is designed to pay you just enough so you have to come back and slave away and trade more time for another 2 weeks of before getting a paycheck again. And when you work for somebody else, you guys, your pay is capped. That's all your employer is going to give you. Even if you're a good employee, guess what? Only thing you're going to do is give you what maybe a 50-cent raise, if that. Come on, you guys, get real. You're worth way more than 50 cents a raise a year. You are priceless. You guys are priceless. So, and you have to believe that you are priceless. You're worth way more than the paycheck that job is giving you. That paycheck that's giving you is just enough to pay your bills and maybe get you a few things. And guess what? You're back broke. Some of you are, just barely paycheck to paycheck. Some of you don't even get to see your check because it disappears just right when it hits your bank account because you have so many bills. And see, that's why I go back to saying that you need to have more than one stream of income, because guess what? We have reoccurring bills every month. Why not have reoccurring income streams? So, you know, now this is what I'm talking about. An opportunity where you can invest one time and you don't have to put anything down today. If you are willing to learn the skills, you can start earning reoccurring income straight from your cell phone. Now, the business that I'm talking about is called the Legacy Builders Program. And inside you'll find real high value digital products designed to help you build an online income. Sorry guys, had to get some water. But I'm fixing to show it to you. I want to go ahead and show this stuff to you. So if you've made it this far, welcome here. I'm an online business coach, and I teach people how to make money from their phone in their sleep. Working 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day worth of work from your cell phone, and you can earn as you learn. Now, if you want to be connected with me, definitely subscribe to the channel. I do live streams 6 days a week, and I take Sundays off all day. So, but yeah, got kind of started late tonight, so that's one. But hey, I'm here because I knew there's somebody out there that wanted to hear this. But if you want to be connected with me, you're gonna click on the pinned comments where it says legacywithsteven.com. You'll click there, and it's going to take you straight here. It's going to take you straight right here. You'll see this right here. Now, it may be slightly different. The layout will be slightly different on your mobile device, but it's the same thing. So you put in your first name and email, and you'll click that button, and you'll be connected with me. You'll receive a free copy of the blueprint in your first email from me. And you'll also, and the other emails that you'll receive as well, you'll also get my phone number. So you'll be able to, you could call me or text me if you have any additional questions. But 96% of your questions will be answered on the website that I'm going to show you. But you can always reach out with me with any additional questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And you could also email me directly as well. But I actually respond to text messages and emails faster than I do phone calls. So, I just want to bring that to your attention. Anyway, so once you click on this, you're gonna see this video here. Now, this video, this is my mentor. She's taught me the skills that I know. Her name is Miss Michelle O'Neill. She's a mother. She's the founder of this digital program that I invested myself in. She's a mom of 6, and she's a grandmother to 5. And she has made $10 million in this business since September of 2022. So She is a self-made millionaire, and she is our teacher and our coach in our community. So, you know, but yeah, you're going to see this video first, what she's talking about, and then you better go to the next page, which is my website. So this will be my website. Let me scroll up so you can see everything. So yeah, this is my website right here. So this will be the second video that you see. So, you know, whenever you get a moment, watch these videos and you'll find out more about this business that I'm talking about. So just scroll down and look. No, we have 50K plus members. We actually have 57,000 members. But you know, our community has actually made $29 million. And guess what? This went into the pockets of the business owners that I talked about. And each and every one of us, that went into our pockets, this $29 million. And you'll be able to learn the skills to be able to launch the profit in just 7 days. Now you're gonna be taught the skills step by step on how to do this. You can also become a licensed master reseller. But what you have to do, you would have to get the Legacy Builders program level, which is the $900 elite level, and it's going to show you the trainings and all the skills and everything. But in that module, you'll be able to actually take a test to get this certified license. And I can actually show you mine right now. Let me show you mine. So this is my license right here. I'm actually a licensed master reseller. So it's a very easy test. You know, when they ask you series of questions, and you just answer them. But yeah, you'll be able to get this. You know, very, very simple. Again, you guys, this is a beginner-friendly business. You know, anybody can do this. All right, so what you do here, so you see all these videos right here. You know, these are people that are my community. These are single moms, single dads, grandparents. You know, people just like me and you. You know, I'm nobody special. We're nobody special. We're just people that were sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we decided to do something about it, to make a change in our lives and in our families' lives. So yeah, this is again my website. This is my picture. You see pictures of me. That's me as a 9-to-5 retail worker. And again, I worked for Walmart for 12 years. So, and I actually took this picture while I was still there. But you know, never ever knowing that this picture would, a few years in the future, it would actually have a purpose. So not knowing that back then, I thought, you know what? Because I actually still had these in my old cell phone. So I actually put them on my website. So I'm glad I saved them. I'm very glad that I saved them. So, but yeah, it's my family. You know, you could put you can do this to customize you, to brand you, to, you know, brand your brand, you know. You put your little autobiography and all that stuff right there. And this is my autobiography about, you know, how I came to be in this business and everything. So, but yeah, we got more videos and all that good stuff. And if anytime you're ready to get started, you just click on these buttons and it'll take you to these right here, you know. I'll show you in a second. And it will take you to these pages right here. Now, I want to talk very briefly about what you see right here. Now, this right here are the 4 digital programs that we have to offer. These are educational programs. And guess what? If you decide to join with these, you'll have the master resale rights. Does anybody know what master resale rights are? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what master resale rights are. Hello? Anybody here? That's all right. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't know what master resale rights are. Nope. Anybody know? Going once, going twice? All right, so master resale rights, or MRR, you know, you can also ask ChatGPT about this too if you have the app on your phone. Master resale rights is when you can resell a digital product over and over and over again. You can sell it over and over and over. And guess what? It never runs out of stock. See, it's not like a physical product where you have to, you know, order inventory and then have it shipped to the warehouse from overseas somewhere. You know, that could be very expensive. You know, That could be anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000, depending on what you're ordering. And you have a lot of overhead. You have to pay for the shipping fees. You have to pay for the warehouse workers to handle all that stuff. And then when the customer orders it, you have to pay to have that stuff shipped out to your customer. So yeah, you have a lot of overhead. So, but with this business, you invest in yourself one time investment, no monthly fees. And you know that this business right here costs less than the cell phone that you're looking at this live stream with. This is probably our highest educational program. But this costs less than most cell phones. Less than the TV that you're watching, that you be watching your Netflix on, that's hanging on your wall. That big, flat, heavy thing, that collects dust over time that you have to dust off every so often. Yeah, this is way cheaper than that. So, shoot, I mean, hey, paid $3,000 for my flat screen TV in my living room. So, and bought that back in 2019. So, yeah. Yeah, this costs way less than that. And guess what, you guys? You could start with zero down today. Zero down today for your main business program. And yes, we do offer payment plans. Now, again, like I said earlier, you have to keep in mind, you have to have a business owner like mindset in mind when you're looking at this. Because guess what, you guys? Business owners invest. Employees, they consume and they trade time for money. So you got to have a boss mindset coming into this. You have to be ready to lock in and learn the skills to be your own boss. And guess what? You can earn as you learn. So let me go over these programs with you. So right here, this is our $100 launch pad. $100 launch pad. So this gives you one income stream. One income stream. So you can make $100 a day with that right there. Guess what? That's $36,000 a year. I mean, no, it's not life-changing money, but 36,000 a year, that's quite a bit, isn't it? That's and if you learn this, if you learn these skills correctly, you could make up to $36,000 a year. But again, that totally depends upon you and your work ethic. You guys, I'm gonna say this, but I cannot guarantee you'll make income off of this. I cannot. Because I don't know your work ethic. I don't know your willingness to put in the effort into your business. I don't know your willingness to show up for yourself. I don't know your willingness to be teachable and coachable. When I say be teachable and coachable, you have to be willing to be a student. You have to be willing to be a student. It's no different than going to high school or going to elementary school, right? Guess what? When you went to school, or even when you go to college, guess what? You are a student. So in this business, you have to be a student. You have to listen to the guidance of expert advice, people who have made 5, 6, and 7 figures in this business. And guess what? We're all in a digital growth community, but you have to be willing to follow expert advice to and implement the strategies that we teach. And if you do that, there's no reason why you shouldn't be successful. But again, I cannot guarantee it because, again, I don't know your work ethic. So, you know, as a business owner, what you get out of this business is what you put into it. What you get out of any business is the work that you put into it. Okay, make it make sense. So again, I'm talking to my 9 to 5 workers and my gig workers who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're tired of sliding down a wall and crying every time your paycheck isn't mathing every 2 weeks. And if you're tired of that and you're looking for a way out, and hey, some of you have been praying for a way out. And guess what? Here you are. You're not here by mistake. You're here for a reason. Okay? Just make it make sense. So you're here to learn something. So anyway, so this right here, but again, that gives you one income stream. So you only have the master resale rights to that product. Okay. Now this one right here is the $300 passive daily pay blueprint. Now this is the one that I started out with. I didn't start out with this one. I started out with this one. At the time, that's what I could afford. But guess what? I wanted it bad enough, so I did it. You know, when you want something bad enough, I don't care what it is. If you want to get your hair done, you want to get your nails done, you want to get that big Whopper from Burger King, right? You want to go bowling. I don't care what it is you want to do. Anything in life that you really want, and you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way to do it. And guess what, you guys? I found on March 17th of 2024, I found a way to do it. So, but yeah, I didn't start out with this $900 level. I started out with a $300 level. So this $300 level, passive daily pay blueprint, this gives you two income streams. Two income streams, and you have the master resale rights to two digital products. And again, you guys, like I said, you know, digital products, they never run out of stock. You never have to order them, and they are always fully stocked on your website. So always fully stocked. So I just want to let you know that. So anytime you get a customer, guess what? This digital product is available to them immediately. It's not like a product from Amazon or Temu where you have to wait, most of the time you have to wait like up to 5 days or, sometimes 2 days. This, your customer, they're going to get this immediately into their email as soon as they make an investment. So they'll get instant access to this. So, but yeah, $300 a day, you can make up to $300 a day if you learn the proper skills. Again, $300 a day, that's what? That's $6,300 a week, right? That's $109,000 a year. When you learn the right skills step by step, $109,000 a year could come into your bank account. I mean, how would that change your life? It could really change your life. You know, no, anybody can do this. We have single moms doing this. We got single dads doing this. We have 9-to-5 workers doing this. We got people who are still working their 9-to-5 jobs who are still doing this. And guess what? Eventually, they'll be able to quit their 9-to-5 jobs because they're becoming real successful off this. We actually had people who did quit their jobs because they became so successful. But it's possible, you guys. But again, it's the effort that you put into your business. If you could put in all that effort into somebody else's business, getting up every morning, punching a time clock, sitting in traffic, and being told what to do by a boss, why not put in the effort into your own business so eventually you can get out of that 9-to-5 rat race? And that's what this is all about. Learning the skills and being your own boss and being able to get out of that 9-to-5 rat race. Now, could it happen tomorrow? Maybe. But again, that depends upon you. I cannot make no guarantees. You get out of this business what you put into it. I get out of this business what I put into it. It goes around and around for everybody. Okay? So yeah, this gives you two income streams. Now this one right here, this is a $600 digital mastery. This gives you three income streams. So you have the master resale rights to this one, and this one, but not this one. But this right here, you can learn the skills to make up to $600 a day. That's $218,000 a year. How would that change your life, right? I mean, hey, you'll never have to work for anybody else again, right? Now, this one right here, this is the elite package, which is $900. This will give you four income streams. You'll have the master resale rights to this one, and this one. So this will give you four income streams again. But this one right here, you can learn the skills to make up to $900 a day. That is, $328,000 a year. How would that change your life, right? 328 grand a year? Hey, I'm all for it. But anybody can do it. Now, am I there yet? No, I'm not there. Not even close. But however, I'm learning the skills to do it. And for me, quitting is not an option. It is not an option, and it shouldn't be for you either. All right. Now, I want to talk about this. We do offer payment plans for this business. We do offer payment plans, so I'm going to show them to you. You could do Klarna or Afterpay, right? Again, you have to look at this with a boss-like mentality of being your own boss. Because guess what, you guys? Business owners invest. Employees, they consume and they trade time for money. So, for me to do this, when I did this a year ago, I really had to change my mindset from an employee to a boss. And it didn't happen overnight. It took time. It took time. All right. So again, you can use Klarna or Amazon. You know, and I didn't even know that recently, but you could actually pay with Amazon too. So, but let me show you Klarna. See, this is the one that I used when I started. But yeah, you could choose different payment plans, right? 18 installments, 12 installments, 6 payments, 4 payments. And guess what? You can start with zero down today. Zero down today. Under $56 a month. I mean, hey, that's pretty good for something like this. This is really good because you're getting a whole entire education package. And let me tell you guys something. There are people who they pay for this kind of education all the time. You have people who pay up to $50,000. Seriously, $50,000, 50 grand for this same type of education. But guess what? You know why? Because they want the education. They want the education. They want it bad enough. But they're willing to pay 50 grand for this. But guess what? You're not going to pay 50 grand for this. It's only, the most expensive one we have here is 900. And the cheapest one we have, you could have a business today for $100. For $100. I'm going to show that to you. So this is our $100 launch pad. Now I showed you this earlier. This is the starting level. You can have a business for $100 online, learning the skills to make passive income for $100 a day. Again, that's $36,000 a year. Now again, this is not life-changing money, but it's pretty decent for a lot of people. This will get a lot of people out of debt who are in some serious debt. So, but again, this is also a one-time purchase, one-time investment in yourself, no monthly fees. And we also offer payment plans. Okay. And I'm going to show you Klarna because that's the one that I started out with. Look, you guys, you could have a business for under $18 a month. Under 18 bucks a month. And guess what? It's zero down today for this main business programs that I'm showing you. Main business programs, you can put zero down today. Hey, if you can't come up with $17 or 35 cents a month or even $18 a month, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you shouldn't be in business. Maybe you should continue to keep working a 9-to-5 job if it makes you happy. Hey, if you like working the 9-to-5, if you like being told what to do by a boss, right? If you like putting strangers in the back of your car, right? Giving strangers rides in the back of your car, driving them up and down these highways and these streets, right? Make it make sense. If you like, getting grocery deliveries and picking up people's lunches and dinners at restaurants, right? And you like carrying those bags and stuff up 3 and 4 flights of stairs. If you like it, I love it. If you love doing that stuff, if you like it, I love it. You go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. But this right here, this is for people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they're crying themselves to sleep at night because they don't know how they're going to survive. But hey, this right here can be your way out of that. This could be your way out of that. Now, again, I'm not here to beg anybody. I'm just here to show you an opportunity, a business opportunity. But if you want to take a further look at this very closely, you could click the link in my pinned comments, legacywithsteven.com. And you'll go there. You would go right here and you'll click on that link right there. You'll click on my face picture or my name. You'll click on that link and it'll take you straight here. You'll put in your first name and your email and you'll be connected with me instantly. you'll also, in your first email with me, you'll also receive a free version of the copy of the blueprint. And let's connect. You'll also, in each email, you'll also get my phone number. So you can call or text me with any questions that you may have. But 96% of your questions will be answered on my website. It will be answered on my website here. It'll be answered on this website. This is the main website. All right. And I'm here for you to help you if you need any help. But again, I'm not going to hold your hand and do all your work for you, no, but I will be here if you do need help. You can be in business for yourself, but you will not be in business by yourself. You always have help. You'll have my help, and you'll have the help of, 57,000 people that are in our community right now. 57,000 other people, they can help you too. So, but yeah, you could have a business for $100. You can't beat that. You go to a college, like I said, you're going to pay up to $50,000 for this same educational business, right? But guess what? People do it all the time because you know why? Because they want the education. They want it bad enough. You have to want it bad enough. It's no different than anything else in life. When you really want something bad enough, you're going to find a way to do it. You are going to find a way to do it. And hey, for example, if there's a man out there that you love and you really want to be with him, guess what? You're going to find a way to be with him. Make it make sense. I'm telling the truth. Anybody or anything that you want in this life that's really important to you, you're going to find a way to get them or get it. So anyway, but yeah, so again, you guys, but hey, you can start with this, or let me show you other ones. With this right here, the 6 Digital Mastery, the $300 passive daily pay blueprint, guess what? You can start with 0 down today. However, you will have to pay in order to get access to your website and stuff, you will have to pay a $39 website fee. Now, I'm gonna tell you exactly what that covers. That covers your website, because your website is gonna be pre-built for you. It's gonna cover your back office, which is your automated system, right? It's also going to cover your e-learning training platform, because you're gonna get a training platform full of up-to-date videos. Now, you guys, this is not a course that I'm talking about. This is an interactive program. See, interactive programs, they are constantly updated weekly and monthly. So you will always get an updated video. And the fourth thing is you're going to get access to our supportive community, which is the digital growth community. It's a community of 57,000 people. Now, when I first joined the community a little more than a year ago, it was only 11,000 people when I first joined, but it's now 57,000 people. So for $39, you'll get access to all 4 of these things, and that's a big deal. That's a very good deal right there. So, Now, another thing is you'll also have to, because you're going to need a website domain for your website. You're going to need a domain name. And you're going to get that from GoDaddy.com. GoDaddy.com. You're going to get your website domain and your professional email domain from GoDaddy.com. Now, you're going to need a website name for your website. Just like I'm going to show you my website again. This is my website. See, this is my website. You're going to get a website just like what I got. It'll look very similar to this. Now, and if you get the $900 program, you'll get, I'll show you this. If you get the $900 program, it will look just like this. But if you get the $600 program, then you'll only see this. If you get the $300, then you'll only see this. And then if you get the $100, then you'll only see that. So depending on which one you choose, that's the one that you're going to get on your website. But otherwise, it's going to look exactly like mine otherwise. And this is what is going to be pre-built for you. Pre-built for you. And all you'll have to do is add your pictures, and add your autobiography like I have right here. You know, you're gonna be able to customize your website to fit you, to fit your personality, your story, and your personal brand. Now, this is my website domain, legacywithsteven.com. So on GoDaddy, on GoDaddy, GoDaddy.com, you're going to go here and you're going to create your own website domain name. And you're going to also create your own professional email domain. And these are very, very reasonable, cheap prices. You know, my website domain costs $11.12 once a year. So guess what? You're not paying this every day. It's only one day out of the whole year. For me, it was $11.12 for my website domain. For my professional email domain, it was $23.99. But see, my prices for GoDaddy, it may not be exactly your price. It may be a little bit more. It may be a little bit less. It really depends on what name you choose for your website. So, and for your professional email. Now, as far as your professional email, you're going to need that because you know we cannot use Yahoo or Gmail. We cannot use those because unfortunately the Yahoo and email, Yahoo and Gmail, they go straight. A lot of times they go straight to spam, and we use system.io for our back office, which will be your automated system. So you'll get a back office in system.io. So, but I'm going to show you the emails that I have pre-written. You're going to get pre-written emails on your website, and I'm going to show that to you. So let me show you my pre-written email system. So this is my back office, which is the automated system right here. This will be your back office, all right? Now let me show you my email campaigns. These are my email campaigns right here. And you're going to get the exact same written emails. So this is all the written emails that you're going to get. They're pre-written. You don't even have to write it. All you have to do when you come in here is just connect these. But guess what, you guys? You don't have to be tech savvy. You don't have to know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it. And guess what? In our digital growth community, we'll have people that will help you to set up your automated system. I mean, yeah, you do pay like a small fee, but they will set everything up for you if you don't know how to do it. Now, however, we do have videos in our e-learning training platform that's going to show you exactly how to set up your website and everything. It's going to show you how to set everything up. Now, again, your website's done for you. Your pre-built automated system right here is done for you. All you have to do is connect your buttons and all that stuff and get everything turned on. But it's very easy. But if you don't know how to do it, there are people that you could pay a very small fee to, and they will help you they will set everything up for you. You'll just need to give them all your information. You know. Now me, I was able to set mine up myself. It took me about 2 days. Now people have sought this up in what 2 or 3 hours, but me it took a couple days because, I have outside of this I have a busy life, and I take care of my mom, brother, and sister. My mom and brother. Mom has she's terminally ill, and my brother has autism. So, I'll be busy seeing about them. So, when I was setting this up, I had to fit this into my day. And that's a beautiful thing about being your own boss, you guys. You can set your own hours. You can set your own hours. You don't have to, you're not being told what to do by a boss. You're not having anybody breathe down your neck. You can do this around your life. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So, but like I said, I sought this up in 2 days. So I had everything up and running. So, but hey, anybody can do this. And guess what, you guys? You don't have to be great to get started. Just go ahead and get started. And then guess what? You can work towards being great later. I'm no better than you are. I'm no different than you are. I'm just an ordinary person, ordinary guy that lives in Jacksonville, Florida, USA, and I lost my job working at Walmart for 12 years. And I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about business prior to this because I always worked for somebody else. And the only reason why I did gig work because we were struggling, and and I knew in my heart I didn't want to go back to another 9 to 5 job, so that's why I did the gig work like DoorDash and Uber. But I did that for 4 months. But I quickly realized, you know what? That's another rat race too, because guess what? If you're not punched in on that app, guess what? And you're not doing deliveries and you're not giving people rides, guess what, you guys? You're not making any money. And what if your car breaks down? Because you're going to be being a gig work driver or whatever. You have to use your personal vehicle, and that's what they don't tell you in the beginning. You got to use your personal vehicle. You are responsible for your maintenance and your gas on your vehicle. And after 4 months of doing that, after 4 months, after I stopped, guess what, you guys? I had to change 3 of my tires on my minivan, and that jive was expensive. So I'm glad I stopped doing it, and I'm glad a year and a half later I came across this business right here. I have no regrets. Now, am I making money every single day? No, but I am learning the skills to get there. I am learning the skills to get there. And anybody can do this if they want to work for themselves and not make a company or make a boss rich. You don't have to keep doing that because the truth be told, you guys, your boss is getting rich off of you every time you punch the time clock. That CEO who's an old man and he wears a toupee on his head. He's sitting behind a desk somewhere at a corporate headquarters somewhere, and guess what? He's telling you what to do. He's bossing you around, and guess what? He doesn't even have to be around you. And you know why? Because he has managers there that are bossing you around for him. See, business owners, they leverage people, but guess what? You could be a business owner and then you can leverage a system like what I'm doing right here. This is my system right here, and you can have the exact same system. You could be a leverager of your own system. So, you know, again, you guys, I'm not here to sell you anything, but if you're interested, if you're new here, definitely subscribe to this channel. I am a former retail worker. I'm an online business coach, and I teach people the skills on how to leave their 9 to 5 for good. And to show you exactly what I do. But if you want to connect with me, what you will do is go to my link in the pinned comments, legacywithsteven.com. You put in your first name and email, and exactly what I showed you on this screen tonight, that's exactly what you're going to be looking at. And there's no pressure, you guys. You take your time and you look at it, and you can decide if this is the right business for you or not. But if you're going to come into this, just make sure that this is the right fit for you. Make sure that you're ready to be a boss and take responsibility. Now, this is a beginner-friendly business. You will be in business for yourself, but you will not be in business by yourself. You will have help. Now, we're not going to hold your hand like a baby and do all your work for you. No, we're not going to do that. But if you do get stuck, you will get help. You'll always get help. Just make sure you rest assured of that. And when you put in your email and stuff, you'll get access to my phone number. In each email, you'll have my phone number. So you can call or text me with any questions that you may have. I'd love to get to know you as well as you get to know me if you have any questions. But you could also email me directly as well. All right, so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. So I'm fixing to get off of here for tonight, but I just want to leave you guys with this. If you ever have to go back to work, I want to leave you with this. You weren't just put on this earth just to pay bills and die, right? We're meant to create something. We're meant to build something, right? We are meant to, leave a legacy. That's what we're meant here to do. The only thing standing between you and ownership is action. Every dollar you spend can either make you comfortable or make you free, but guess what? You decide which one it's going to be. I am ready to work with you personally and help you start your own online business and show you the same steps that I changed my life. I'm ready to show you what I have learned. And here's what you're going to get when you join through me. You're going to get free access to a supportive community, live mentors, real people who are going to guide you step by step every single week. You're going to get a daily and weekly mentor videos to keep you consistent and confident. A pre-built website and automation. Gain instant access to high converting website setup in just hours. Faceless brand mastery. Guess what, you guys? You don't ever have to show your face with this business if you don't want to. You never have to show your face. And guess what? I don't know if you noticed or not, but this whole entire time I've been doing this live stream, guess what? I haven't even showed you my face. Now you can see my picture on this live stream right here, and you did see the picture on my website, but you never saw my live face right now. And you know why? Because I'm doing it faceless. And right now you're just hearing my voice. But yes, you don't ever have to show your face if you don't want to. And we have a faceless brand mastery, a whole section in the community where you can learn how to do this completely faceless. You never have to show your face in this business if you don't want to. And we have people who have been very successful with not showing their face. I think they had like an 85-year-old grandmother. She made $86,000 doing this business faceless completely, and all she do is use words on the screens in her videos. And yes, you will have to do 3 pieces of video content, but it's okay. We're going to show you step by step on what you need to do. It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. But you know, how you define hard and how you define easy is completely up to you. But I'm telling you, it's not that hard. It's easy though. You know, effortless automation. You know, even if you're not tech savvy, or if tech is not your if not your thing, excuse me, this is a plug and play business, and it runs 24 hours while you're living your life, right? Daily passive income streams. You'll get a reoccurring revenue strategy where you'll be taught the skills step by step. You know, because guess what, you guys? Just like your bills are reoccurring every month, right? So should your income. Your income should be reoccurring also. You also get access to an email list explosion. Learn how to grow an email list of 20,000 plus leads in your most valuable long-term asset. So we're going to show you how to grow leads in your automated system, and I also showed you that this evening. Social media monetization. We will show you how to get monetized on social media. You could turn your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into profit machines, even with a small following. I actually have 5 streams of income right now. I actually have another YouTube channel where I'm actually monetized. And the only thing I do home tours on that channel. So, and it's actually monetized. So I have that, and I have this business that I'm showing you tonight that I have. But yeah, but with this business right here, depending on your level, you can get 1 income stream, or you can get 4 income streams. But guess what? If you're working a 9-to-5 job right now and you get the $100 level, that's 2 income streams you'll have. So you'll no longer just have that 9-to-5 income stream. You'll have 2 income streams with that $100 level. And guess what? We have payment plans on all of the business program levels that I showed you tonight. You know, we put payment plans on everything else in our lives. Why not put payment plan on something one time where you can learn the skills to make reoccurring income from that investment? Imagine making $100 a day in your sleep, right? Imagine making $300, $600, or $900 a day while you sleep, while you're spending time with your significant other, you know, while you're spending time with your kids, right? While you're going out living and enjoying your life. You know, you guys, it's not about the money. It's about having ownership and being able to do the things that you want to do without working for somebody else and working your butt off and being tired and broken and disgusted. It's a better way to live. In 2025, people are making passive income from their cell phones, you know, running the bag from their phone. Make it make sense. You know, if again, I'm no different than you are. I'm no better than you are. But see, I was kind of forced. You know, I ain't gonna say I was forced into this, but I was forced out of that 9 to 5 when I got fired in 2022 after being 12 years as a retail worker. But I'm so glad that they fired me. You know, because if they didn't fire me back in 2022, you know, I would have never came across this business. And guess what? I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I would not be sitting here talking to you right now. You know, you guys, this is not motivation. I'm not giving you motivation. This is activation. And you guess what, you guys? You don't have to be perfect to get started. You don't have to be great. Just go ahead and get started. Get started scared. You know, get started messy. Get started dirty. You know what I mean. But the point is, get started. And guess what? Then after that, you can work towards being great later. All right? That's exactly what I did. Now, before I end this live stream tonight, before I go, now I want to leave you with something to think about. But if you stuck around this long, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. You know, I do live streams like this 6 days a week. I also post 2 to 3 pieces of content 6 days a week also. But I take Sundays off all day. Now tonight I did get started late, but I was determined to show up tonight because I was like, well, there's somebody out there that needs to hear this. So, but yeah, I take Sundays off, and then the rest of the week I do show up every day. So, but anyway, um, before you clock in today, before you go to work today, you guys, I want before you get into that car and do your gig work, or like Uber or DoorDash or Lyft, Instacart, I want you to think about this. Every time you put a stranger into your car, every time you pick up groceries or somebody's lunch or dinner and go up flights of stairs and drop it off at their house or apartment, when a customer talks down to you or curses you out because you were late with their food or their order was messed up at the restaurant, when you got a teed off customer or stranger sitting in the back seat of your car because they were waiting for their ride, or when you're out there tired, frustrated, and disgusted, waiting for that next ping on your phone for another ride or a pickup restaurant order, when your boss yells at you at your regular 9 to 5 job, I want you to ask yourself this question: is this really what I want to be doing for the rest of my life? Do I really want to be doing this a year from now, and a year after that, and a year after that? Because here's the truth, you guys. You cannot build ownership if you're spending every day helping somebody else to build theirs. The hours you spend driving around or clocking into a time clock at somebody's job could be the same hours you learning a skill that pays you while you're sleeping. Every time you say, I don't have time, I don't have the money, what you're really saying is, I'm okay with being stuck. And I know deep down, you are not okay with staying stuck. What you're also saying is that you haven't made your future or your life important enough yet. That's why you're here on this live stream tonight. And guess what, you guys? When something is truly important to us, guess what? No matter what it is, we make time for it. No matter the sacrifice, no matter the situation. You want more. You just don't know how yet. And that's exactly what I'm here to show you. So the next time you're out there doing deliveries or your boss is getting on your nerves, I want my words to echo in your head. You deserve better. You deserve change. But change only starts when you put your foot down and finally say, enough is enough is enough.